morning, everyone. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit, turning in our teal hymnal to hymn number 1064 as we join in singing together Blue Boat Home in the teal hymnal number 1064.
Welcome on this special Sunday, a return to our 2 services schedule as we begin a new church year together. It is a beautiful time to really focus on who we are as a community, not just this day, but on all the days ahead. So look around. There are old friends, there are new folks, there are folks online. If you wave to those cameras back there, really look around. There are choirs of singers and bells. There are volunteers galore who make up this thing we call community. So beloveds, welcome to each and all. I'm Reverend Theresa Rohlck, the Minister of Pastoral Care. To those online, thank you for your presence, which reminds us this community flows beyond the physical walls of this building. If you are watching online right now, please introduce yourself in the chat. Greet each other, and if you are new, consider filling out a survey at UUAA.org/newcomer survey so we can better connect with you. For anyone here in the sanctuary who is new and may be wondering if this congregation might become your spiritual home, we have an in-person newcomer welcome immediately after the service. It's in the Redmond room, which is just outside these doors, up a tiny ways and on the left. There's a sign and there'll be friendly folks there who will help answer questions. answer any questions you might have about this congregation or about Unitarian Universalism. Visitors are welcome on every Sunday, but a perfect opportunity for you to invite a friend or a neighbor to attend with you is coming up in 2 weeks on September 21st. It's our annual Visitor Sunday, which coincides with our social justice fair that will happen in the social hall after each service. Everyone, new and old, can learn things about what this community does in the community, in our community. Today's service is a multi-generational service, which means that those of all ages are present for the whole service. Families with young ones are welcome to sit anywhere, but especially in this space here, this carpeted area is kid-friendly. It's a great space to wiggle around, and it's near this area up here in the front with things to do that we call soul work. And those items are for anyone, so no matter what age, if you need something to fidget with, we've probably got something there for you to use. Now, most Sundays, the youngest among us will be involved in religious education, what we call Spiritual Growth and Development Programming, or SGD. SGD programming begins next week Sunday during the second service for elementary and middle school groups. YRUU, the high school youth group, will begin the following Sunday on the 21st. So we encourage you to register your children for SGD programs as soon as you can. You can find information about registering in the newsletters, or you can talk to Stella after the service. I have the honor now of introducing a very special guest who asked to be present at this service via video recording to recognize the contributions of our very own senior minister, Reverend Manish Mishra-Marzetti, the contributions he has made to the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. I know, this is actually a surprise. We did it. So let's welcome the president of the UUSC, Mary Catherine Mourn.
Good morning, First Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Ann Arbor. I'm Reverend Mary Catherine Mourn. I'm the president and lead executive officer of the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. I'm so glad for this pleasure of offering my greetings to you on your Water Communion Sunday morning. Good morning, Manish. Also really glad to share my greetings with you. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to bring warm greetings and offer the words I'd like to share this morning in person. I do look forward to joining you in November. Manish and I will be leading a service together a Sunday morning in November. So I look forward to meeting many of you then. But my purpose for dropping in this way this morning is to say a word of thanks. I wanted to offer my thanks to the congregation and especially to Reverend Manish for his leadership, not only of your strong congregation in Ann Arbor and in the Ann Arbor community, and in our larger Unitarian Universalist movement in many ways, but most particularly to offer a word of thanks for Manish's leadership at UUSC. Manish just completed 2 years as the board co-chair of UUSC, and remarkably is starting another term this year. I wanted to share just a few things that Manish has brought to his leadership at UUSC that have made such a difference. I'm sure these things won't be a surprise to you, gifts of Manish's leadership that really make a difference. First, Manish leads our meetings and all of our work with such thoughtfulness in terms of the relationships we're building together and how we are bringing our Unitarian Universalist values to the work that we're doing together, placing relationships first, always being open and interested in learning more himself, and that inspires all of us to be learning all the time and to be growing ourselves as participants and leaders in the work. I'm also so grateful for Manish's creativity and for the way that he has brought a remarkable network of relationships and work that he's done in many different places in our movement, and brought some creativity to work that we're doing that's bringing more and more Unitarian Universalists and Unitarian Universalist organizations to know about UUSC's work and to be part of it. Manish, your wisdom and your experience, your creativity, your commitment, your love for our faith, and your vision of a better world make UUSC better. And I thank you for the time and the heart that you bring to this leadership. I'm sure I don't have to tell all of you that the work of advancing human rights globally and here in the United States has never been more important. Thank you so much, UUs in Ann Arbor, for providing Manish with the opportunity to offer some of his time to this work. And thank you, Manish, for all that you bring. I hope that you all have a beautiful, joyous, and committed Sunday morning together for this Water Communion Sunday. And I look forward to meeting many of you in November. Thank you.
Catherine, who has now disappeared, for providing this lovely surprise message of gratitude for Reverend Manish and for making this next surprise possible as well. Manish, these flowers have been sent to you by the UUSC, and we will set it here for all to see, but it is yours to take home. How you doing? Okay. It's okay. He doesn't have to do anything to the homilies. Regroup. So now, let us all take a handful of breaths together, bringing a presence to your mind and your body as we move deeper into our worship time together. Let us remember the great privilege we have of being in community, physically and virtually. May our new church year be a blessed one as we share music and song and words and story and ritual today and in the weeks to come. We are gathered as a community. We are gathered for worship.
Each and every Sunday, we take time to communally light our chalice. Now, interestingly, the flaming chalice as a symbol of Unitarian Universalism dates back to the Second World War, when it was developed on behalf of none other than the Unitarian Service Committee by Unitarian minister Reverend Charles Joy and artist Hans Deutsch, who had recently fled Nazi persecution in France. The symbol they created continues to this day to be a beacon of truth, love, action, and peace to the world all these many years later, as we and countless others renew its light each Sunday to mark the start of our worship. Today, I would like to invite Kristen and Liara Ree Aveline Lesueur to join us on the chancel to light the chalice. Right. As Liara and Kristen light our chalice here in the sanctuary, we invite our online community to light a chalice of your own, perhaps sharing in the chat the chalice is lit and from where you're joining us today. Would you please join me as we speak together our chalice lighting words? We light this chalice for the light of truth. We light this chalice for the warmth of love. We light this chalice for the energy of action. We light this chalice for the harmony of peace. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Liara. The light of our chalice joins with the lights of countless other UU congregations and individuals throughout the world. We are bound together not by a common creed, but by a common commitment to make the world a kinder, more loving, and more just place for all of our ship's companions, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. let us join our voices together in speaking the words of our covenant. The spirit of this church is love, and service is its law. This is our covenant with each other, to dwell together in peace, to search for truth in love, and to help one another.
We come together this Sunday and every Sunday with purpose, united in our belief that love will guide us through the dark night. But here's the rub. Unitarian Universalism does not have all the answers. What? Gasp! Now, unlike many other religious traditions that claim to offer the one true path to meaning and salvation, ours celebrates the journey that we take as a community, even when the way is uncertain and there seem to be monsters lurking around every corner. We are a beacon of light, hope, and resilience in turbulent waters. We keep one another anchored through stormy seas. Our story for all ages this morning reminds us that no matter how far we travel, no matter the challenges we face or the unanswered questions that emerge as we move through the world, we can always come home again. The Boy and the Sea. Words by Camille Andros, pictures by Amy Bates. Once there was a boy who lived by the sea. The sea was old and wise. The boy liked to listen to its whispers. From time to time, the sea was dark and dangerous. So was the boy. Other times, the sea was tranquil and tender. So was the boy. But once in a while, the sea felt the pull of something more, and the boy did too. The boy liked to think, and often his thoughts turned into questions. Some of his questions had answers, but many did not. So he returned to the waves and their whispers. The boy sat, and he listened, and he thought he heard the sea say, "Dream." So he did. From time to time, it felt dark and dangerous. Other times, it felt tranquil and tender. But once in a while, the boy felt the pull of something more. As the boy grew, his questions became more complicated. Answers were fewer and farther between. So he returned to the waves and their whispers. The boy sat and he listened, and he thought he heard the sea say, "Love." So he did. From time to time, it felt dark and dangerous. Other times it felt tranquil and tender. But once in a while, the boy felt the pull of something more. Then the boy was grown. He thought by being grown, he'd finally know the answers to his questions. But he did not. He only knew more was answered in his asking. So he returned to the waves and their whispers and asked. The boy sat and he listened and he thought he heard the sea say, "Be." From time to time, it felt dark and dangerous. Other times, it felt tranquil and tender. And once in a while, the boy felt the pull of something more. Once there was a boy who lived by the sea. The boy was old and wise. He liked to think, and often his thoughts turned into questions. Some of his questions had answers, but many did not. So the boy sat, and he listened. The end. If you want to know who we are as a congregation and as Unitarian Universalists, look at the work that we do. From volunteering with our children and youth, I had to name that first, to showing up in solidarity with the Palestinian people, from tending to the grounds and garden of our building, to building houses for Habitat for Humanity and making meals for Alpha House. We register voters and collect signatures for progressive referendums, or is that referenda? We advocate for just policing and anti-racism initiatives. We invest in green energy and climate justice. All of this and much more, this is our work. This is our shared vision. Our weekly offering is another way that we affirm our commitment to that vision of a more just and peaceful future. There are many ways to give. You can drop cash or checks in the collection baskets as they pass through the rows. And for those that prefer a digital option, you can text UUAA to 73256, or you can go to uuaa.org/giving. However you choose to give, thank you for your generosity. Today's offering will now be given and gratefully received. come forward, and as they do, I invite all of you to rise in body or spirit wherever you may be, and say with me the words of dedication. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings. Thank you.
It is a joy to be here with you all as we celebrate our ingathering with our annual water communion ritual. It really is a remarkable thing to begin a church year as a community, a beautifully diverse and vibrant community. It's a remarkable thing to begin a church year surrounded by such incredible music from the bells and from the choir. And it's a remarkable ritual we do to start our new year, this thing we call water communion. Communion may bring to mind a specific Christian ritual, but outside of that particular religious meaning, communion is simply participation in something which is common to all, drawing from the word's Latin roots meaning fellowship, mutual participation, and sharing. And that is the kind of communion we are talking about, a Unitarian Universalist communion, in which the common shared element is water, a powerful element we know is essential for life. You will, in a moment, have the opportunity to come forward and pour water you have brought with you, perhaps from a place that holds deep meaning for you, perhaps from your travels over the summer, perhaps from your kitchen sink. And as you do so, you may share with one of us where the water is from, or its significance to you, if you wish. Now, this might be the very first time you are visiting us and you didn't know we did this thing, or you may have left your water on the counter in the kitchen, or you never had one to begin with. No matter, everyone is welcome to come forward and pour from the pitchers of water that have been provided. There are some smaller sized pitchers that are not too heavy to lift. And if you are watching on the live stream right now, please have your offering of water nearby for the blessing later. And we welcome you to put in the chat where the water that you bring to the table is from. And if you would like to have that water mingle with the rest, just bring a small container into the church sometime and leave it in the office, and I'll make sure it gets added. Now, you may have noticed there's another table here in the center. We are joining with UUs across America by engaging in a ritual suggested by the national group UUs for Justice in the Middle East, as we did last year. They are inviting congregations to participate once again in this ritual to keep awareness focused on the 2 million Palestinians in Gaza who are right now dying from famine, a human-created situation caused by actions of the Israeli government and enabled by our U.S. administration. Palestinian civilians, adults and children are dying en masse of starvation, lack of water, exposure to preventable diseases, and from weapons of war. We are adding this ritual today as a show of solidarity, recognizing that we are always holding multiple truths. We can celebrate our privilege and our fortune if we are among those for whom water is clean and safe and abundant, and we can be grateful as we add it to our communal bowls. And we can engage in this additional ritual, one that is sobering and heartbreaking, that invites us to take a stone and drop it into an empty soup pot. The sharp sound it makes reminds us that we are morally obligated to take action. So I encourage you to visit the UUs for Justice in the Middle East table in the social hall after the service to see what action you can take to bring an end to the genocide in Palestine. In a moment, I'll invite you to come forward using these two aisles. So if you're on this half, you come down this side, and over here, come down this side. Again, note there are smaller size pitchers that might be easier to use. If you didn't bring any water, the water is right here for you to use. So as you come up, Add your water, and if you wish, move to the center and receive a stone from Erica Lyken, who is representing the congregation's chapter of UUs for Justice in the Middle East. Please come up at your own pace. There's no rush, and as the line gets shorter, just join in. If mobility is a concern for you, please raise your hand or let us know, and we will bring a small bowl to you to add your water to. We'll begin by adding to the bowls water that has been saved and purified from previous years of water communions. I'm going to ask Manish and Stella to take these. Perhaps this is my favorite part of our ritual, knowing that what we add today becomes mingled with our past and will exist into the future. Each time we dedicate a child or bury ashes or bless a home, we use this water. A very tangible reminder that we are truly part of an interdependent web of life. Thank you. So let us begin our water communion. ones, we have begun the new church year with this ritual of water communion. We bless the water collected here and at home, knowing that we are connecting in even deeper ways to this community that anchors us to our values and keeps us solidly on course in times that are so wildly challenging and fast changing, times that call us to action. Wherever you are this moment, may you feel a sense of connection to something greater than yourself as we bless this water, acknowledging its power and our reliance on it for our very lives. Amen. If you would remain seated now as we sing in the teal hymnal, number 1046, Shall We Gather at the River? 1046.
Here we are, gathered by the metaphoric river. Water, the essential element of life, that most necessary building block, has been gathered. Symbolically, our disparate, separate life experiences, innate qualities, gifts, talents, have been combined to create a seamless whole, the water that's in our communion bowls. It's an act of unity, of coming together, brought alive by our volition, by our own free choice to be together with others in community. And what a beautiful, meaningful choice it is. Water communion is my personal favorite of our Unitarian Universalist rituals. I find it very moving every year. Perhaps you do too. Part of what touches me so deeply is the witnessing, the being present to and holding sacred space for each of you to make or renew that choice to be together in community with one another. With the passage of time, I get to know, and others more broadly in our community, you get to know through the friendships you have and deepen and develop, what that choice of community might mean, what it might mean for others who you know here in this congregation. Over here, a family with a new baby in their life. The choice of community means something to them. A commitment across generations to raise an individual, a young one, a young budding life, in a set of values, trusting them in care to others more broadly. Here, an individual undergoing medical treatment with a still uncertain outcome. That choice to be together in community means something. It means coming together with others, bringing some of that internal uncertainty, maybe even fear and anxiety, to the care of community, so that one doesn't feel alone, so that one is held by others in the midst of uncertainty. Over here, a couple that just got married. New opportunities and possibilities, love aflame, buzzing with joy. Coming here, sharing all of that with us. That means something. And then the individual who we remember has lost their job or been forced into an unplanned early retirement. That choice to be here in the midst of transition, in the midst of change, means something. Then over here, a recent birthday, someone else starting a new career or a new job. And we have beloveds over there who we know have been going through all the cognitive, physical changes of aging, natural, inevitable for any and all of us, and yet being in community with others as we navigate those changes, which we even feel hesitant to name and talk about at times. It means something knowing that you're not alone. Children who are growing right in front of us, in our midst, or being launched into college and or young adulthood, young ones of all those ages exploring freedom as the older ones in their lives learn and practice how to let go. That choice of being together in the midst of that growing and exploring and anxiously learning how to be present and nurture and eventually let go. means something. Being here in community in the midst of that means something. And we know we have in our midst beloveds who are culturally or politically maligned by some in this nation, on this planet, looking for safe spaces, for havens in which they can simply be themselves. For all these individuals and for so many other situations I haven't even mentioned, the choice of gathering in community means something, and witnessing that choice is sacred. And what I mean for me by the word sacred is I mean it's special, something so special that it touches me deep on the inside. And witnessing that sacred, special choice is an honor for me, as I hope it might be for you. There is a depth in that choice. It's not lightly made. I never view what we do here on Water Communion as pro forma, as light, as simply the pouring of water into a bowl. It's so much more than that. That depth is connected to the fact that deep-seated human needs and aspirations are a part of that choice of being together in community. The human need to belong, the need to be needed by others and for others to need us, and the human need for inclusion, the need to be understood and to be accepted by others. Belonging and inclusion, they're part of our shared vocation here. Humans wither without it. We are not able to thrive without a sense of belonging and inclusion. And here we get to practice an ordinary yet also extraordinary act of giving. We get to help one another feel like we belong and like we're included, that we're seen and that we matter. We extend those things as an act of generosity, as an act of love to one another. And herein lies the magic. Each of us shows up in community with a certain set of needs, aspirations, and longings, each and every one of us. And the very thing that holds us steadfast and anchored in community, the depth of our individual commitment to be a loving and positive presence in the life of others, that very thing that grounds us here and can keep us here, keep us anchored and rooted here, is also the response that each of us is looking for. It's magical and it's simple. We show up as love for others as fully and as deeply as we can, and then we simply open ourselves up to receive the same back. Lo and behold, anchored in the depths of love in our own heart, we steadily and assuredly find over time that we ourselves are included and belong. The love that we freely give without any expectation or conditionality is mirrored back to us manifold. Welcome to our new congregational year together. May we remain tethered in the waters of love together. rise in body or spirit. Taken to the edge of the water, gathered by the water, the task now is to wade in. And wade in we do. Life ensures that we do. And as we do, we know that at times that water may be beautifully warm and inviting, and at other times a little messy and muddy. At other times maybe cold, uninviting, even difficult and stormy. What a beautiful gift it is to know that whatever we find as we wade in, we are held together, supported together by one another here in community. Go forth into a new week, knowing and trusting in that until we are together again. Go in love and peace.